Welcome, everyone, to this explainer. Okay, today we're going on a seriously fascinating behavioral detective journey. We are going to unlock a superpower that is literally right in front of your eyes. It's all based on the incredible insights from Patrick King's work, Read People Like a Book. If you've ever wanted to truly understand the people around you, like way beyond just the words coming out of their mouths, well, you're in exactly the right place.
80%. Honestly, I want you to let that number sink in for a second. This staggering figure represents exactly how much of a conversation we completely miss by only listening to spoken words. If you're ignoring body language, you're essentially watching a movie with the screen turned off and only listening to the audio. I mean, you are missing the vast majority of the story.
So, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the hidden 80%. Then, signs of openness, defensiveness, and frustration. Confidence versus nervousness, spotting hidden true feelings, and finally, mastering the silent language. Let's dive right in.
All right, Section 1, the hidden 80%, moving beyond words. You know, long before human beings had text messages, complex vocabularies, or even spoken languages, our bodies communicated. It's totally hardwired into our biology. As Patrick King points out, paying attention to these visual cues isn't just some neat party trick, it's practically a cheat code to see human nature as it truly is. By combining rigorous scientific research and real-world observation, we get these incredibly actionable tools to truly understand our kids, our bosses, customers, or even complete strangers on the street.
Moving on to Section 2, signs of openness, spotting honesty.
So, before we even try to navigate difficult conversations, we need to know what cooperation actually looks like. How do you read a room when people are genuinely on your side? Well, these physical cues are incredibly simple, yet we miss them all the time. For instance, open palms naturally convey honesty. But think about that second point on the list, unbuttoning a coat. Research shows that in meetings, someone unbuttoning their coat is a really powerful, nonverbal sign of agreement and a readiness to collaborate. If someone suddenly unbuttons their jacket and shifts to the edge of their chair, boom, congratulations, you've just won them over.
Next up is Section 3, defensiveness and frustration, navigating conflict.
Okay, have you ever felt a conversation suddenly turn freezing cold? Like the words didn't change, but the physical energy completely shifted? Well, this is what you are likely looking at, the umpire sign. Arms tightly crossed over the chest. It's a universal defensive gesture. Much like an umpire defending a call, a person doing this is literally closing their mind to your ideas. And the real danger here, in a group setting, this closed-off posture is highly contagious. If one person does it, others will unconsciously copy it, and suddenly you've lost the entire room.
Because of that, the absolutely crucial point is knowing how to react. When you spot the umpire sign, here is your game plan. Step 1, notice it. Step 2, stop pushing your current point immediately. Seriously, continuing to argue will only make them cross their arms even tighter. And Step 3, pivot your strategy to uncover their actual needs. You want to ask an open-ended question to lower those physical and mental defenses.
All right, Section 4, confidence versus nervousness, the power dynamics. It is just amazing how people project authority on the outside versus how they leak their internal anxiety when the pressure's really on. Just notice the extreme physical contrast here. Confidence expands, right? It claims space. Hands on hips, feet on a desk. It basically screams, I own this. Nervousness, on the other hand, shrinks down and fidgets. Covering the mouth while speaking is a classic sign of hiding something. And here's a super surprising fact for you. Pulling at your pants while sitting is directly tied to the decision-making process. The faster someone fidgets, the closer they are to making a tough decision. Honestly, reflect on your own physical habits the next time you're stressed out.
Now, a really fascinating specific power gesture is the steeple position. You'll see high achievers, bosses, and really confident speakers do this all the time. It nonverbally signals that they are completely certain of their stance. It's this quiet, structural display of utter pride and dominance, and they don't even have to raise their voice.
On the complete flip side, we have what's called the dentist chair. Imagine sitting in the waiting room for a painful dental procedure. What do? You lock your ankles beneath the chair and clench your hands tight. Well, we do this exact same thing in stressful job interviews or deeply frustrating meetings. It's literally our body physically locking itself down to hold back a massive tidal wave of stress or irritation.
Moving along to Section 5, spotting hidden true feelings, the behavioral detective.
So this is where we move past the really obvious signs of anger or joy, and we start looking for those subtle leaks, hidden agendas, little lies, or even just pure boredom. If you're speaking or presenting, the evaluative posture is your golden ticket. It's a hand resting softly on the cheek with a slight head tilt.
Charles Darwin brilliantly observed that both animals and humans tilt their heads when they're genuinely interested in a sound or an idea. If you see this head tilt in your audience, they are deeply engaged, so keep doing exactly what you're doing.
But what if they aren't interested? Let me pose this high-stakes scenario to you. Is your audience secretly trying to escape? You might be giving the absolute pitch of your life, and they might be smiling and nodding politely, but their body language might be screaming for the exit. This is the ultimate test of reading the room.
Here's the exact cue to look for. Their face is looking right at you, but their feet or their torso are pointed directly at the door. So, continuing to talk to someone whose feet have literally already left the room is completely pointless. Your strategic action here? Call out the time. Just say something like, "Oh, look at the time, let's wrap this up." I promise, they will love you for it and you'll save your breath.
And here are a few more rapid-fire cues for uncovering the truth. Rubbing the nose? That's a classic sign of doubt or deception. There's this great anecdote from a university professor who asked a student if he read a specific book. The student rubbed his nose and enthusiastically said, "I loved it." Yeah, he was lying. He definitely hadn't read it. Then you've got the blank zombie stare, which pretty much means they are sleeping with their eyes open. But contrast that with a hand placed firmly on the chest. That's actually an ancient Roman gesture that signals absolute loyalty, honesty, and genuine acceptance.
All right, our final section, Section 6, Mastering the Silent Language, your cheat code.
You see, reading body language isn't just about spotting one random cue in isolation. It's really about stacking these observations to make successful, empathetic connections. Here is a quick reference cheat sheet for you. Open palms, they're honest and cooperative, so definitely continue sharing your ideas. Crossed arms, they are feeling defensive, meaning you need to pivot your approach immediately. And feet pointing toward the door, they are wishing to exit, so just gracefully end the chat. You are now fully equipped and empowered to take action on what you've just learned. Seriously, keep this mental table handy everywhere you go.
So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought today. The next time you sit down to talk to someone, whether that's your partner, your boss, or a client, are you just going to listen to their words? Or will you listen to the 80% of the conversation that is happening in pure silence? Get out there, test your new behavioral detective skills, and start reading people like a book. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep observing.